Hello everybody and hey på svenska and hi on English. So now tonight I'm gonna present you some big artists from Australian, and I'm so honored to have that cooperation with this big artist from Australia. It's the first time we make cooperation with someone else from a different country, and it's like 4 p.m. In Austria, and she's waking up to make this possible for us to grow, and she can grow with us. So we will present the big artist Tetka Rhu, and she will explain you about her magic, her passion. This is a special art with a lot of love, and I don't know so much about art, but I can feel her energy. She has so much energy, and now I will present you the big artist, Tetka. Hi.
G'day, how are you? Good
Good.
morning.
I'm very good, very great.
I'm coming,
I'm,
I'm
I'm,
coming from your future.
yeah. So I'm so excited. This
Thank
is the
you.
first time I will make a story or podcast and live event. This is a big possibility for other artists to show the art, and it's possibility to us and show us. And you have been painting and making something beautiful, beautiful paints. And we will let you present yourself first. So I would like, can you present yourself?
Hi, well, I'm Tetka, and you know, art to me is a gift of life. And for me personally, it's been a tool to experience aspects of myself that I really, really had never ever known before. And it's so life changing yet life giving.
Mm.
And the reality is that I did not have any idea of the power of my art until such time, and I'll always remember this. It was back in 2001, and I was in real estate at the time. And this lady, her darling daughter, was murdered. And I didn't want to give a gift just for the sake of giving a gift. I wanted to give a gift from my heart, from my soul. And so I decided to paint a picture of the spirit of her daughter. Anyway, I did. I had it all framed. And you know what? She said to me, my gosh, when they hung it in their home, it was the first time that they found a semblance of peace within themselves. And to me, it was like, my God, there's something more to what I'm doing than what I've got even any comprehension of. And then from there on, I mean, as I said, I was in real estate at the time, and for another 10 years, I was still in real estate. So it was about 2010, 2011 that circumstances happened where this lady said to me, she was staying with me from England, and she said, "What would you do if you had all the money in the world?" And I said, "Paint." And she said, "Well, why don't you?" And it was like, my gosh, why don't I? And it's the old eternal thing of why artists, and all artists I respect and honor so much, because we're putting ourselves out there for people to view us, because each person expresses in a way that is particular and peculiar to them. And for me, it's really, really important to express the spirit of whatever is happening at the time. And so I consciously go forward and create to both, as I said before, give life and change lives, because I know the power of what I do. I know the energy of what I create. And I have such an incredible passion. I mean, for goodness sake, I paint day in, day out. And it just doesn't stop. The flow is eternal. Why? Because I get out of my own way and I
Mm.
allow the spirit of what I do to flow through me. And so
Okay.
I just wanted to say, in creating the collection for No to Crimes, it was a curious thing because I generally focus on the feminine consciousness because I understand and appreciate the power of the feminine, but equally as important, it's so important to balance the male-female within self. But it was curious with No to Crimes art because the majority of it was painted through the male consciousness, which is all about
Okay.
taking action. And that's
Mm.
what you're doing. You're taking action, and you're powering people's lives and empowering people's lives for them to change to be the best version of themselves.
Of course, Tetka is so interested, and when you're speaking about everything, I feel your vibes. It's like a lot of energy, and you have been painting something to recognize us. And today we're gonna watch your paint one each one, so you're gonna explain and tell us about this art. So I will share, and I'm so like shocked because it's so special for us to, because you have seen us and we have seen you, we hear you and you hear us, and now we want to let people to hear us together. So I will share it here and I will say welcome to everybody. So, if anything you want to ask our guest or our artist with honor, you can ask, you can write, and you can see the text, right? So, Asel is actually partner because we are having some cooperation together, and she's our also artist here, and this is her name of company, and she had actually in Saturday she had an art night. So okay, so you will tell us about the art, and I hope people can share. And Hassan Al Sudani is her husband, and he's a real gentleman. And you see Marianne Ruthman, Ali,
Yes.
and a lot of beautiful people, Nora, and yeah, many people, Emily, Fatima, Petra, and many is wondering like what is that, what's going on here, because they are like is curious because we never had like this event. I'm really excited. So okay, we share the love, we share everything, and we will see here. You're gonna see something so beautiful. Okay, so this is something who belong for your art. What is this? What can you tell me about this paint? You see it?
Not yet, no.
Okay, so
Ah, got it, got it.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
That
So I'm
one
gonna.
is so super special.
Mm,
The president of EDGIC, Emanuel DaGloria, is such an
mm,
incredible person. He has supported me from day dot, and effectively he framed this particular art so I could use it as the beginning point for the No to Crimes collection. And it's actually called Super Empowered. Now,
mm,
and superpowered. Now, what that literally means is that the energy within that artwork literally super empowers and superpowers anything
mm,
and everything that you're doing at any time. And I'm fully well aware that just by looking at the art, it literally changes your energy field because
mm,
you notice within it there are loads and loads of sacred geometry,
mm,
particularly the squares, and I am so firmly ensconced in the notion that life, to be spiritual, people say to me, "Oh, you're so spiritual." Well,
mm,
whoopie do. What's the
mm,
point of being spiritual if you
mm,
cannot live life
mm,
on the earth in the way of your spirit? And the way of your spirit is such an intriguing enigma because it
mm,
opens doors that you
mm,
would never ever think possible. And
mm,
so, hence, within that artwork, why I've used so many squares.
mm,
And then, of course, I often use what I call splashes of paint because, and I overview that artwork with that because that is all about the energy and the color intelligence of the energy. And
mm,
that color intelligence imparts such incredible vibrational vortexes that,
mm,
I can use words like subatomic particles of energy, whoopee-doo. Literally what it means is that it gets into the heartbeat of any situation and redirects the energy to where it needs to be. And so for somebody, who claims that art and owns it, and to hold that, let's say it's in a business environment.
mm,
Whoa, boy, oh boy, is that business in for a great time because the energy that will generate within the environment will affect every single person who comes in touch with it. Now, you
mm,
can say that for any art. It's not
mm,
just about my art, but I know the power of my art. I know what I create. I know what I bring through because every artist, in my perception, puts their energy into something. And whatever that energy is, that imparts itself to
mm,
the viewer or the perception of the reality of what is happening in any environment. But,
mm,
I specifically create to give life and to change life. And I'll probably say that over and over and over
mm,
because I've recognized for years and years that art is the game changer on this earth at this time because, we've been through such a cataclysmic cycle over the last 25 years. And it's all been about what is coming out and what is portrayed to be the golden age of Aquarius, which is where our spirit reigns. Our spirit is our reality in physical life.
mm,
And to reach that point, the negative has to be cleared. And people say, oh, but I'm not negative. Well, I say to you, I've said that. But the
mm,
thing is, why do we create realities based on negative happenings? And so
mm,
those negative energies that have been held in cellular memory patterns within the body have to be changed for the positive aspect and to live the positive aspect, and that's so, so important. That we move into the positive because, again, for years, people in the spiritual world, inverted commas, have been talking about oneness, have been talking about isness. But you know what? Isness, which is a balance of both male and female, doesn't happen until we
mm,
first can move to the positive polarity, which is
mm,
jumping karmic loops of from the negative to the positive. And from once we've got the positive intact, then we can merge both the male and female, or the negative and positive, to be in oneness. And to
mm,
be in oneness is literally to be in the flow of spirit, of of unity, where
mm.
everything unified.
When you're speaking about these words, I cannot so much on art, but I start to feel how I think about the personal development and also the true when you come to a point you feel you can see that true but nobody is feeling that. It's just like thoughts, a lot of thought about energy, how do you think positive and you give energy in good way and like to spread it. This is what I understand on this time, and this is beautiful. And somebody is asking, is it about NFT? I don't know if what it.
Oh, NFT. Okay, as I understand it, I don't know a lot about it. Um,
Okay,
NFT is a platform where people can buy
okay,
digitally through Bitcoin or through Ethereum. Now, as I
okay.
said, I don't know a lot about it, but no, this art is original art. Um, you know, I'm open to work with somebody with it, NFTs,
mm,
if
mm.
that is the case, but nothing has opened up yet. So we'll see what
No,
evolves. And
yeah,
yeah,
okay. And here is something.
um,
Uh, wow. Also, when I saw it, I was thinking, wow. Also, it's like, I cannot find words for this. And we have two artists who love artists. We have Asel, she's tagging people, and her husband, and Marianne, she says it's beautiful, and everybody is really really like very happy to see that, because this is new for us. And I mean, can you explain about, you have write it, the something about cause fast synergies and to manifest, but it's better to you can explain about it, because my English is
oh,
not so well.
this particular darling I adore, absolutely adore. Back in the 90s, I had a fairy shop called Really Magical, and I used to
Mm,
tell children's fairy stories. And
mm,
I also sold crystals, metaphysical books, etc., etc. Now, during that time, I would receive newspapers from Sedona, Arizona, in the USA, and within that, it opened my world to this darling who is called God Kokopelli. He's a God archetype. Now, the word archetype simply means the first forming principles. And God Kokopelli is the darling who, as you can see, uses his flute and literally calls energies together. But he's also, the great harvester, the great lover. But when everything ended, my marriage ended back in 2000, and I decided that I had to change my life completely because, as you can appreciate, after 30 years of being in a situation, we have choices. And the choices were, do I stay where I was or do I
mm,
move on? So I decided to pack my suitcase, and never
mm,
having flown before, never having traveled before, and I went to America. Now, I spent 2 weeks in Boston, and from there, I ended up taking a train down to Arizona, and I ended up in Sedona. And lo and behold, there was Godco Capelli everywhere. And my heart just literally opened up wide and burst, and the smile on my face, and the magical happenings at that time. It was
mm,
just so incredible. So, God
mm,
Capelli, he holds an incredibly special place in my heart. As I
I can see
understand
that.
as I understand, he literally is more known in South America than anywhere else, but he's just such a precious angel. And, the thing is that with the archetypes, every single person is great. Every single person can rise up above where they're at right now and be the very best they can be. Now, with these forming archetypes, if you put your hands up to the screen to where he is and just feel his vibrations and ask for what you want and let fate bring you the energies, because he's working. But equally as important, he's actually being activated within you, within each person that does this, within each person who relates to that vibrational force. And that aspect of self can literally be a major player in your life, because I love fate. I love synergies. I am such a believer in magic. Um,
I can see that. I can see it. I can feel it. And I think everybody who know about art, and if they don't know now, to start to know, really, this is the one of the beautiful art I have been seeing. So I don't know. I just want, I mean, what is the price for
oh,
this paint?
okay. The price for this is 9,000 US dollars.
Oh my God.
Yeah,
9,000 is like,
US.
it's nothing. I mean, people who pay art for art is like, good price. for people who's like me. I don't know about this. It's the first time, like, I watched something so beautiful. Of course I have seen in outside in const event, but this is very special, and it's like, it says so much about us like persons, what we are going through, how to think, why, and how to rise, and how to fight against demons. And this is how you explain that, I think. I don't know
Yeah.
exactly.
But even the price is significant, you know? It's all about valuing self, and that's what I find many artists do not value themselves. They put small prices on their art, and it's like for those artists who actually put their heart and soul and life into bringing forward aspects of higher truth into physical reality must value themselves, must value the significance of what they're doing, must value the greatness of their spirit. And literally, the gift of grace that an artist brings is to value themselves, is to price their art
Of
accordingly.
course, of
Because
course.
even the energy of 9,000, 9 is such a powerful number because it literally means doing things on a large scale. It means doing things for humanity, and that's why I say art is life-changing, but art and business is life-giving. So for businesses to invest in my original Tetka art can take it, and I love to work and can collaborate with businesses to literally power and empower what they're doing so that they can make a difference. And, you know, the other energy that's really important for me in why I do my art and why I create, is the fact that, mankind, the majority of mankind has been held in the vice of poverty consciousness. And it's such a limited aspect of being. And it's time. This golden age of Aquarius is all about being in our wealth consciousness and thinking wealthy, thinking that you are the most incredible person, not limiting yourself, because even by limiting yourself in any way, shape, or form, you're thinking lack. So
Mm.
yeah, yeah. Oh, this guy.
Oh,
Oh, I love him. I love him so much.
this is really, really special. Really,
Yeah.
I mean, I would like, have some like this in my my apartment, but maybe not now, but maybe in the future. But I mean, uh, wow,
Now,
it's so elegant.
yeah, yeah. And that's an excellent word. But, God, this is God, Kefri. Now he's an archetype again. And so when I use the word God, I'm talking about archetypes of energy because the word God to me represents that aspects of self that generates our divinity. Now, Kefri is all about change. And in Egyptian mythology, he is represented as the scarab or the beetle. And I love him. I love him so much. And that little white area over his nose and face, that just powers the beetle energy to me. And note that I've done the white because white light is to me so glorious. It just holds everything, and white light brings change.
Mm,
So, the fact is that when the white light beaming through from Kefri is just, oh, I use the words enigmatic because it's unexplainable, but yet it's totally real. And
mm,
it's when you feel it and know it and see it and experience. And so again, if people are going through circumstances, to bring carefree into your life and to hold your hands up to the artwork and ask for the change that you need to see and be, and just breathe in and breathe out and allow the energies to happen. Poof, man, oh man, will things evolve that you could least expect that will surprise and excite
mm,
you?
mm, mm. Yeah, but I mean, I wish we have more artists who can see that, because people who love art, is this is something special for them. You are full of energy. You it's like you're really like energy boost. Ma- really. So
Oh,
okay, we go forward and see here's something also green and white and this
yeah,
beautiful colors. So this is one, unlock your memory to power yourself. Is something, is I mean, cry not to cry, unlock your memory to power yourself,
yeah,
confidence, and to unlock ourselves to power ourselves. This is interesting, because is like, we always speaking about, you have to decide when you start, when you go for action to change your life.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Well, self-confidence is experienced for many, many people from what I call ego consciousness. Now, I have to categorically say that for years, people would say I'm a very self-confident person, and yet I've had to grow into my spirit self-confidence and my truth simply by being who I am born to be. But the reality is that for years and years and years, I appeared to be self-confident, but in effect, it was ego self confidence coming from a point of view of my background where I needed to prove to myself that I was worthy. And when you reach a stage where you don't need to prove to yourself or anybody else that you're anything, that you simply are who you are, then life takes on the chapter of relief, to bring forward all that you are. But this, darling, is God archetype Khonshu, and Konsu is all about play. And I don't know about other people, but the one thing I never knew growing up was how to play. I can be such a serious person, and that's the metaphysical aspect of me and my intellectual aspect. But the reality is that I'm a big kid at heart, and you can see that through my art. I love being a kid. I love being innocent and allowing, and the magic, so Conchu is all about remembering how to play, remembering how not to take yourself so seriously, remembering how to just have fun with everything you're doing. And in that, everything else just moves and rolls into place, because fun is the element that is so missing in life. Where, and I'm not talking about fun at other people's expense. I'm simply talking about the pure joy of being, even like I'm not a domestic goddess, right? I do not
Mm,
like doing housework, yet I love a clean home. But the reality is that I've decided that when I do housework, I have fun doing it, because that's what I choose. I choose to have fun doing anything and everything I do. Why? Because I want to remember the magic of my inner child. I want to remember the innocence of literally allowing life to happen for me.
mm, mm. It's a lot of good comments from our fans and volunteers, and we want to see more. I mean, this is like, sorry, I don't mean drug, but you get addicted for this. It's like you want to see more, you want to see more, you want to see more. So I mean, okay, again, I like, start is interested when you start to understand your painting, then you start to understand different think and thoughts, how I thinking would work, and with people, with personality, with karma, and everything. So interested really. Not try and supercharge spirit alliance into your physical reality to power your success and wearing
Yeah.
Wow,
Imagine,
this is remind me of myself.
yeah. Well, this is the one that we first spoke about, the one that Emanuel DaGloria, the president
Yeah.
of EDGIC, framed for me. Now,
But,
just
mm,
imagine this darling on a T-shirt. Imagine a business purchasing this art and putting
mm,
it on a T-shirt. I
mm,
mean, imagine the
mm,
footprint that would
mm,
be left on the earth, where
mm.
people walk with this energy. Imagine the changes that would happen.
Yeah,
Incredible. Yeah.
yeah, yeah. Really, really. Now, the first when we saw the first paint, I didn't like feel it was me, but now I feel it's like me in myself.
Oh, look, look.
Okay, so uh, I really, 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 I'm really, really impressed because every paint you have something in our policy, our spirit, our soul, or intention to help people to grow. So
Yeah.
here we seek age-old wisdom to elevate negative situation wearing green animal circle symbol. So here we're talking about negative energy and to create good energy with a lot of old wisdom
Yeah.
is
Yeah.
it's like I when you say so it remind me a little bit about guru. I think about guru when about the old wisdom because he's so old and he's so have a lot of wisdom and I'm also love guru because he give me a lot of inspiration.
Yep. Yep. Excellent. Excellent. Well, you'll notice that with this darling, I adore her, but you'll see this geometric patterns of energy that I've used, and literally, when you see the straight up and down um, the vertical energy, that's literally what I call the force field of divinity flowing straight through from our source. And when you see the energy coming in off the side with the, triangular type form that is, that's cutting through the vibration of dogma. Now, within the body, our bodies hold everything. And you'll notice that I specifically, in a lot of my art, use particular forms and patterns of energy over certain areas of the body, or I leave aspects open, to receive energy. Now, within the nose, at the bridge of our nose, is where what I call control and manipulation energy, that has been held within the framework of the collective consciousness. And hence why, when people start sneezing, things get up their nose and they'll release that with a sneeze.
Mm,
And so
mm,
by using this particular pattern of energy, it cuts through that dogma of control and manipulation where you can see and find your higher truth. And
mm,
I've used aluminium in the artwork. Initially, I started using copper, which I love, but when I found aluminium, it was like, wow, I've come home to mama. The aluminium energy is so powerful, an alchemist tool. And an alchemist is someone, and it can be anyone, who turns dross into gold. And I'd suggest that's what you're doing, Ma, with what you're doing with your foundation is you're turning dross of people's life into gold. You're setting them up for success. And so
mhm,
this artwork, and with the aluminium, it negates negative patterns,
mm,
negates. So it
mm,
basically transmutes the negative into a positive. And so
mm,
just by putting it onto the artwork, and the color green is all about universal law. So, and I've used a lot of the color intelligence obviously is important to me, but the lime green energy I specifically use because it comes from a planetary system for those people who want to know or want to explore more from the Pallades or the Palladian system. And that lime green literally cuts through the paradoxes that have been set on humanity to believe certain ways that may not resonate within their soul. And they've been fighting against, the old in order to free themselves to be their higher truth in physical reality.
Mm.
So this darling holds a special place in the annals of mankind.
Mm. It's a lot to take in and to thinking and wondering and get this some inspiration and this things you're speaking about is very 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 interesting, and you just want to have it in front of you and sitting in the chair and wow and smoking a cigar, but I don't smoke, but I think many people will understand that when they get through many darkness and through and sadness and happiness, and how when you are, I think this who want to understand will understand this, who have been in a lot situation in the life, I think,
Yeah,
so yeah,
yeah.
I start to understand the art for first time in my life. Thank you, Tetka.
Oh, that's all right, love. Look, you know what? It's all about feeling. You don't even have to understand it. You just have to feel it,
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
feeling and understanding, because when you understand you get the feeling. If you don't have the understanding, you will not get the feeling.
yeah, yeah,
So I
yeah.
mean, wow, wow, really, it's really, really very beautiful art.
Oh, thank you.
Person Emilia, she asking, what is this? This is a live event for first time with the big artists Tetka, who are who have done some art for to yeah, what can I say, for not to crimes collection, and this is for sale. So if you have interested to see and contact, we have the website also for Tetka, so you can contact her. So
Yeah,
everything we are speaking about now, we will also have one time in the month. We will repeat and we will still show more about this event with actually more artists from all the world. I think art and integration and culture and society and humanity is like art. So what this is, and
yeah,
we have a good cooperation with uh, Tetka, and we want to enhance art with Emmanuel. So this is what we're talking about. We're talking about art, and we have a good cooperation with Tetka, and we want to have some special evening, and this is very special evening for us, and I hope for you too. So
yeah.
Tetka, uh,
Oh,
so
this one I have to tell you, I have to share with you. First and foremost, please appreciate that my background is karate do. I spent 30 years studying and training the physical art of karate do, but more importantly to me, and as importantly, is that I've lived the essence of the metaphysical principles. And, I studied and trained Goju. Now, the in any karate do principles, it's all about defense and attack. And literally in life, we do have more than one chance, to change our lives. But the reality is that when we make a conscious effort to literally punch through, the old and literally just state, I am important and I exist. And also, too, I am incredible. And when you say I am incredible, you're not coming from a place of anything based in any ego. You're coming from a place based in pure, pure spirit. You're recognizing that you are more than what you appear to be. You're recognizing the microcosm of yourself, but also the macrocosm of yourself, where your energy swells to wherever it needs to be, but also, you take time to bring your energy back into yourself, the microcosm aspect, to find you, to be you. So you're punching through all those circumstances that literally don't hold sway in your life anymore. And I'm a real warrior. I tell you, I do not tolerate crap in my life. I will punch through it all the time. And, and if I need to, I'll stand there and I'll do what I call shadow boxing, or shadow fighting. And so that I free flow with the energy to cut through the crap that other people and other people's energy, you've got to be very careful. There are so many people out there who do not hold your best interests at heart, that literally have tried to stop you or to belittle you or put you down in any way. It's like no more abuse, no more control, no more manipulative forces. Punch through and get rid of it, And this force field of energy that is created in this artwork is so jolly powerful because it says, I'm not taking it anymore. I
No.
am who I am. I am born to be who I am. And I choose to live the best way that I am born to be, And so, it might
Wow.
look like this, but I tell you what, there's more to this little darling than meets the eye. It has got such an incredible source of energy in it that just cuts through all the crap.
I mean, people really who are watching when talking about this paint and this beautiful art, who are you thinking about? Just tell me, who are you thinking about?
Well, the
I-
thing, the simple thing is that I basically have had, everything comes back to ourselves. At the end of the
Mm,
day, other people are but a
mm,
mirror of our own reflection. And
mm,
so at the end of the day, obviously, I've had to experience everything I've just experienced in order to bring this art to be. So this art isn't just a flight of my imagination. This art is brought through from years and years and years and years and
mm,
years of putting up with other people's stuff that I obviously had to heal within me so I could categorically say, I am important. But you know what? As I recognize I am important, I'm valuing you and saying you are important because you are an aspect of me.
mm, Exactly what I always say. You are the most important human, and before you take care about other people, you have to take care about yourself. And
Yeah,
everybody is important if they put the value for that. Some people they don't care about their own value, then they don't feel so important. And it's very very important to feel important, to be important, to fight for
yeah,
it, for your value. Wow,
yeah,
I love it. I love it. I love it.
yeah.
So, people, if
Well,
you have some dollars to buy it, you can buy it and you can send it to me so I can keep it for you.
yep, not a worry. No worries.
So, we need some dollars, people.
You know,
Okay.
the fact is that, whoever chooses to purchase my art is chosen. They're chosen from spirit. They've already decreed that that's what they're doing, and they've already been chosen. And in that, their destiny is assured. So there you go.
Mm.
Okay, look at this, darling.
Wow. Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. Is this,
No,
you can get like, paralyzed. You get paralyzed with so beautiful this is, and you can watch it and you can watch it and you wondering how to touch the heart of the paint.
well, it's all in the hands, isn't it?
Mm,
Our hands are receptors of energy and our arms, the thing is that This darling is holds such charismatic forces of energy to lift people out of the mundane. And it's like these hands, not only do they belong to ourself, the individual, but they also represent that hands, spirit, we're not alone. How many people feel they're alone in this life? You could be surrounded by families, you could be surrounded by heaps and heaps of friends, but
mm,
yet you feel so alone. You can be alone, and yet you are totally, totally not alone. Like, I've lived alone now for a long time, and yet I don't feel alone. I feel totally engaged with life. I feel totally free of the binds, if you will, of what is expected of me. And so that support is ever engaging. And as I think I said in the beginning, this energy here, this power for force of art seems to be so simple, and yet it holds such charismatic energy forces. And the the sea green in the background is equally to me, because it's that flow, that universal flow. And emerald green is universal law. And I love, 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 love emerald green. And you'll notice I've used it a lot. And so,
mm,
equally, I've used on the hands and on the body, on the bottom base of the body, the red aspect, the geometric patterns. Why? Because again, they set things in motion. Like on the green hand, it's a spiral dance, the spiral
mm,
dance of life.
mm,
And on the pink hand, it's a generator. It's a generator of energy. It powers love. And I'm not talking about conditional love. I'm talking about unconditional love, acceptance of aspects of ourself. If we don't like something, we change it. But unconditional love is to first and foremost accept that shadow aspect, because you can't change anything until you accept something. And once you accept it, you begin the process of changing. And
mm.
so, yeah. And of course, the red hand you'll see off to the side. Ha ha ha. Action, baby. I'm an Action Jackson person. I love action. And
Mm,
so, yeah, yeah, it's all about taking action.
mm,
Peace. How many people procrastinate? I wish, I wish, I wish, I wish.
mm.
No one
They
wishes.
don't do. Mm,
Yeah, do something about it.
mm,
Take
mm,
action right now. If you want to buy this painting, take action. If you want
mm,
to buy anything, take action. Now, that you might not have the money right this instant, but take action. Take 10% of the next amount of money that you receive, and make it a conscious choice to take that 10% and put it aside and start accumulating it. I'm not talking about saving it, I'm talking about accumulation, because the energy of saving, most people save for a rainy day, but guess what they create? They create a rainy
Negative.
day.
Yes,
Yeah,
they creating negative thought, and
yeah,
so they are thinking about bad days. So
yeah,
why
yeah,
to think about days? What not about good, beautiful. And this is what
yeah.
always I speak about personal development, to think positive, to get good energy, to make more energy and give energy for other people. Yeah, I'm thinking, like, we have more pains, but I'm thinking to we keep it in 1 hour, so next maybe in 2 weeks or 2 weeks we get for second section two now, because if people will have 3 hour event, they will not watching all, they will watch maybe seven
Yeah,
eight
yeah,
minutes. So
yeah.
will we go for 8 minutes more, because we cannot go forward too fast, because you have to explain all your mind with this passion, and I love it. But I
Oh,
think people will, like, they will have time to watch it again and watch it again and watch it again, and dance in front of this paint, and like, to start to have vision about this paint at my wall or your wall, to see, to feel it, to get remembered from what you are saying, because I really getting in touch with this art for first time. I feel like I am spoken poets who have been speaking to you and you painted.
Well, before we go on, Ma, I want to say for all those people who are with us right now, I want to say love to you all, sending you loads and loads of joy for your life. And thank you for joining us. You're just awesome. And we invite you to share what we're doing and bring your friends along to have fun. And
Yeah,
equally, for all those people that might watch this, at a later time, hey, big welcome to them as well, because everyone is important. And I cannot state that enough. And if I leave people with one thing to go away with for the next couple of weeks, is to affirm to themselves, I am important.
mm,
I am important.
mm,
I am important. And in that, you know what? Something will shift and change for them that will allow them to be more than what they think they can be, allow them to step outside, their known realities. And thanks, Marianne, darling. Thank you. So are you,
uh,
sweetheart. She just wrote a little
yeah,
note.
she's a beautiful woman. She's so nice.
Yeah.
And here I have been putting your website so you can see, and you can contact Tetka to, maybe she can send you more about her works. We will never cut this relationship with this amazing artist, and we will go for section second live and third and fourth, and we want to invite many artists. We will try to make you being seen and heard and touched from this artist. And like I put the last paint or art, how, what do I say, a paint, is this correct? I don't want to
Yeah, 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 of
yeah,
course. Mm.
paint. My English is not so well. I don't want to disrespect your your
It's
arts.
fine.
So I know it's like a paint or paint art. So I want to know more about that, because this is like, they remind me about Greece and the blue colors,
Oh,
the sea, the yeah. Tell me about
well, this darling heart, first and foremost, appreciate that, like life, my art, what goes on in the background is as important as what you can see. So it's the same with life. The face of our lives shows one thing, but what's happening in the background is
it.
creating the reality. And so there's a loads of pen and ink work done in the background in order to create the force of energy. Now, in this, darling, it harmonizes with universal frequencies. And effectively, I have used the colors of blue and white because they represent sound. They're sound waves and they
Mm,
represent communication. And like many people who meditate, you experience otherworldly events. And I'll always remember the time when I was actually going off to sleep, and suddenly I was in this place and it was all white. And I further found out it was the universal law of causation, which is the verse of manifestation. And in that, we all go in order to manifest. And the white was just dazzling. And so, white to me is or portrays victory over hardship, victory over everything. But equally, with the eyes, they look like the sun
mm,
rising,
mm, mm.
and the eyes, obviously, we've heard this before, are mirrors, are windows of the soul. So,
Yes.
they I love doing eyelashes, but with this male energy, there was no way he was having lashes. Didn't want to have anything to do with them, you know. But
Yeah.
I've used the royal blue copper in this instance, or was it the black? I'm not sure now. I'd have to see. Um, I think it's black. I use the black circles, and effectively, again, across the, in our body, at the top of our head, like before, just above the third eye, is what I call the mental plane of consciousness. And in that, it's like that's where the energies are activated for thought to be in our brain. Now, people often think that it's the crown, but it's actually the mental plane. And in that
Mm,
mental plane is where the negative aspects of soul consciousness or the negative paradigms are felt and heard. So it's very important to change that energy. Hence why I've used those symbols where I've used them on the forehead. But again, the spiral dance, but the blue and the white is what's significant here because it literally represents A, magic, but B, communication and the role of energies to resonate within our physical reality. So the white cuts through and the blue brings forward what we require in order for our life to manifest, shall we say, the higher truth. And I use the
mm,
words higher truth because it's different. It's so different from mundanity. It's so different from, just regular living because it's like normal becomes surreal. Surreal is our normal. And I
mm,
love that.
mm,
I love when things
mm,
happen out of the blue, and yeah. So, but to feel the art is to engage with it, and to
mm,
engage with it is you're opening your heartbeat, your body. Your body holds everything, people. Remember that. You hold all your answers, and do not look to other people for your answers or your wisdom. You carry it within. All you have to do is ask the question, and if you require tools such as my art, then use it. Use it to engage with yourself and to find your own inner wisdom, because your inner wisdom will
mm,
not lead you
mm, mm.
astray.
I always say, you have the answer for your question, and maybe you are afraid to know the answer, and maybe you are unsecure in yourself to be that person who you are. So you pretending to be someone else, to have a mask, to have another personality, to be accepted in a different body, different soul, different mind. So that's why how we get lost in our mind.
Yeah, but equally know that it's not your fault, because at the end of the day, we come into a life with a family, and from that environment, our patternings, our memories are created through conditioned upbringing. And equally, our genetic encodements, our grandparents, their parents, there's all those soul memories that many people have carried, and they're
Mm,
not theirs. They are not theirs, but they've brought them in to learn from, and
mm,
just recognize that there's no shame. It just is that they've all been learning experiences in
mm,
order for you to say, all you have to say is, no, I'm not taking this anymore. No, I don't want your crap. No, I am better than this.
yeah,
And it's like there's no need to fear anything. Just
yeah,
if you've had enough, you've had enough,
of course, of
And
course.
yeah, yeah. So
Stop to live in fears in your thought. Start
yeah,
to be real. Be
yeah,
real. Be like you, like go for action. Go for the life. Go for
yeah.
the mind. Go for your soul. Go for your happiness. Find it. Don't catch it from somebody else who's maybe it's not real. I really love this night and this special, and I hope you like it, and I hope you want to see more another day. We have a problem because in Austria it's like 4 p.m. no, 4 a.m. and here it's like 9 p.m. now, and we are trying to make it go well. And I think there was amazing night. We have some people, and some people will see it tomorrow and after tomorrow. Will be like, good marketing and PR for next time. Maybe more people, more cash to pay for beautiful minds, and more for so you can see something real on your wall. Tetka, I'm really, really very grateful and happy to hear about your art for first time. I have been seeing that, but now I get more included in your paint.
Oh, thank you, lovely. And I
Yeah,
have to say a big shout out to CW, Carl Carlson. He's an incredible man, and he basically introduced me to you and to No to Crimes, and he loves my art. Yeah, and I have to say big thanks to CW for bringing us all together. Because
yeah,
um, we're all generators of energy, and I love when things happen so that everybody can be rewarded financially, for
of
the
course.
energies and efforts that they put in, because that's the nature of how it is. It's not just about one person,
No.
it's all about a group of people engaging and coming together and sharing the joy, and yeah, and to live on earth in dignity and harmony with our higher
Mm.
truth, our spirit, so that we literally can be the game changers and life changers that we're designed to be.
Yeah, and like I said, it doesn't matter where you are, doesn't matter uh, how you are. Is the important to have a goal, to be like a team, like Sparta. You fight for every day for your happiness, for your dreams. And I'm really, really very thankful for everybody who have been with us: Emily, Marianne, Person, Emilia, and Asel, and Hassan, and Marinella. Thank you really, really so much, and really sorry if I didn't make it more like, more. I think I'm really happy. I'm proud. We did it. We did it with different possibilities, but we're not finished yet. We will come back with a new date, and now you know a little bit about Tetka art. And thank you for the beautiful evening. Thank you for your love, and thank you for your soul and spirit, your time you put it on us, Tetka. I will let another paint here to see, and I will play some music for next time, and people have to wonder and think, what is this paint? And I put music, and I say goodbye, good morning for you. And I will say good night for you. Okay,
Sleep well, everybody. Love to you all. Thank
okay.
you.
Take care.
Thank you.
Bye,
Yes,
bye,
lovely. Thank you, Ma.
bye.
Bye.